things I want to achieve, which I couldn't, opportunities I was missing, I think, to connect with people on, for example, social media and also just in my environment. Right now, in a good position, people know me. Often when I see them, they say, "Oh yeah, your party was good." A lot of people have been to at least once. So yeah, I'm in a good position. Really happy to be able to pull them off. I think is a lot of satisfaction. Last few months, I started to find conversation with people, with strangers, especially easier to connect with more people on Instagram. I mean, working with you it gives you so much structure and clarity and purpose with things. Friends with girls, with situations. It was really helpful to have.
Alright, welcome back to my channel. This is Jacob here, and in this video we're gonna jump into an interview with one of my clients, and that's the things we're gonna talk about in the interview in this video. What results he has gotten by working together over the last 4 months. So let's jump right into it. Now I'm sitting here with my client. We've been working together for the last 4 months so far. Can you maybe tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, where you're from and what you're doing?
Yeah, my name's Andrew. I'm from England. Right now I'm studying a master's in Uppsala, which is a city in Sweden.
Okay, cool. When we started working together, where were you in terms of your social life and the goals we set up?
Yeah, when we started working back in, I think it was February, my social life was okay. I wouldn't say it was bad, but there were a lot of sort of sticking points there, things I wanted to achieve, which I couldn't. And yeah, that's what really made me reach out to you and on, I think it was Instagram.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like I had a decent social circle, but things like hosting my events, I still had some sort of bad memories from that when I was younger, at 18. Opportunities I was missing, I think, to connect with people on, for example, social media and also just in my environment that, yeah, I just wasn't taking. I think I needed that, the guidance and motivation.
Okay. And how did that make you feel before then when you didn't have these things?
A bit frustrated, but I think you get quite passive and apathetic when you don't do them because you sort of just think, well, never mind then. You just don't even think about it. But then when I hosted my first party, I realized that, yeah, you can do this and shouldn't just be so accepting of the situation.
Okay. So you kind of get used to missing out on things.
Yeah, exactly. It becomes like habits. Yeah, just your like status just stays status quo.
Yeah. And how long time have you been trying to host your own event?
I would say, I mean, wanting to host them for about a year, maybe less than that. I suppose I was always in the wrong accommodation for that. Yeah, I suppose so. I wanted to do it, but then obviously when I actually moved to a better place in January, then it became a stronger desire because I knew people who hosted it, and I kind of wanted to do what they do. If they could do it, why could I not? A while ago.
So when we started working together, how did that make you feel? That you had a process to follow?
It gave me a lot of kind of reassurance that there was a sort of structure to it, and it made it seem a lot more reachable. Yeah, it's not just some idea; it becomes something that you can implement.
Okay, perfect. Where are you right now? What results have you got so far?
Right now, in a good position. People know me. Often when I see them, they say, "Oh yeah, your party was good," or even if they didn't go to it, they ask, "How was the party?" So it's sort of it's known about, which I like. Combined in the 5 events we've done, well, I've done. A lot of people have been to at least once. So yeah, I'm in a good position, and it's nice that I'm not just one of those guests that goes to all of them. It's actually nice to be able to be known for a particular type of party as well.
How did that make you feel that you're able to host your own events right now?
Really happy to be able to pull them off. I think it's a lot of satisfaction. I think is one of the feelings. I mean, it's quite a lot of work. There's a real sense of satisfaction, especially once it's finished and it goes well immediately. Even if it's like 3-4 a.m. after it's finished, it just feels nice to think about it and to have the pictures and memories.
What have you been achieving for the last couple of months?
When we started implementing the things like the mindset shift and better social media strategies. I think last few months I started to find conversation with people, with strangers, especially easier to connect with more people on Instagram. Yeah, that was a big change. And then I think when I had more clear goals before nights, I would have more of a purpose in parties and things. I'd tell people about the events we held, advertising better, and yeah, just things. Those small little steps really help.
Okay. So it's about that you're connecting with more people on social media and getting to know more people you could invite for your stuff. For your events.
Yeah, to the events basically. I mean, the first event, the people who went there are quite different to the last event because a lot more people were invited and met. I was happy about that, to have a changing dynamic of the guests and new people, and also having the confidence to actually ask them, sort of not be shy or anything, to lead with that and just say you should come, whatever.
That feels really inspiring, right?
Yeah, it's also when people say thanks for the event, like on the first event, that meant a lot.
That sounds great. Yeah, what is the biggest takeaway from this program?
It's just a lot easier and a lot more motivating to have somebody, have a mentor to guide you through it. And I mean, working with you it gives you so much structure and clarity and purpose with things. And certain situations for me, which with certain people, with friends, with girls, with situations, it was really helpful to have sort of knowledge because someone's more outside that can look at things objectively and just give you really good advice when you're emotional or whatever situation. That's really helpful. So I think that's the big takeaway. With it's easier and so much better to work with you to reach your social goals than just to try and do it alone or watch some self-help videos on YouTube which you'll just watch like 5 minutes of and get bored.
Yeah, I like what you say because there's a lot of information out there, right? And you can just consume YouTube videos for hours, and you just forget about it. You don't take action, right?
Yeah, you know it, but you just don't do anything with it.
Exactly. I know you've been hosting a couple of parties and events so far. What has been the best about that, hosting your own events?
I think it's probably when you see a lot of familiar faces that say they'll come, and you prepared it and they say how nice it looks. But then once it really gets going, 11, 12 off in the night, it's a really good feeling because you really sort of feel that, these people come, and I think that peak time is really nice.
Okay, awesome. And what do you think about the steps and the structure in the program? Was it easy to follow or?
Yeah, it was easy to follow. I mean, we always discussed the goals if it was too much, too little. So that's it's always tailored, which is good. If you have a busy week, you do less demanding, I suppose, goals. But if you're free, do more challenging ones. I can't remember the name of the technique, the Japanese small steps.
Oh yeah, the Kaizen approach. Yeah.
Kaizen approach. Yeah. No, I think it is a really good technique to approach to use because it doesn't try and do too much. Suddenly you just do these incremental sort of steps, and I think anyone can follow it. I really don't think it's that difficult to implement. If you've got to put some effort in, but then you should want to do that anyway if you're getting on board with the program.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's all about baby stepping it right, and then do it consistently. That will bring you the results.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks and months. I had it very easily to give you the steps and give you some exercises because you were very good at just implementing it and then test it out, see what comes out of it, and then we could talk about it in the next sessions and see what obstacles that would come because it's all about testing, right? See what works and what comes out of it, and then you can change your direction to another approach or do something different.
Yeah, the flexibility and tailor the situation. That really is. It's good for clients to know that it's quite easy once you follow them and talk with you about specific steps. To follow some.
Yeah. So how was your last event compared to the first event you held?
Yeah, it went a lot smoother, the last one. We had to gain this experience from what might happen, how to prepare better, and also the advertising on Instagram was, I think, better. And also some sort of random people just came in, which is quite nice too, and they just joined the party. But I mean, they asked nicely. So it went a lot smoother, and the music, the organization, so much better.
Awesome. And the first event, how were you before you were hosting it and during the event and after the?
The first event seems different compared to how they are now because there were so many things I didn't think about. I think doing it on your own is very difficult because I was lucky that I also had one roommate who wanted to do it. But I mean, obviously being in this program also was a huge help. I mean, that was more help than my roommate. He was just really going along with it. He wasn't actually planning it. It took courage. And the actual event, I had a few ups and downs. The guests and the event, I think, was really good, and people were thanking me and they said they wanted to do more, and it really, inspired me to want to do more events.
And you experienced that. Did people tell you?
Yeah, they were saying afterwards on the chat, thanks for hosting it, and they were thankful about it. I learned a lot from it.
Yeah, and that's part of the learning experience. Then you can tweak it the next event and make it even better. I know we talked a little bit about it when people gave you great feedback. How did that make you feel that people actually enjoyed going to your event?
It felt really good when they actually were saying thanks. I think they just appreciated that I held it at like a difficult time, when there weren't that many events on, to sort of put my neck out there and do it. And some people had just arrived as well and they hadn't really met anyone, and they were sort of thankful that they had a chance to meet people because no one was really meeting, they had no friends. That felt nice because you're also sort of helping people join these social groups yourself. So that felt good.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about this on the calls, right? Sometimes you just need to be the one who go first and initiate these things because people will appreciate it, right? Because a lot of people, they don't have the
time and energy, and they don't want to host these events themselves. But if someone else hosts these things for them, they will appreciate it very, very much.
It's sort of very easy to just be that and almost like consumer, like guest, that you don't do anything, you just attend. Yeah, and I've been that for so long, and it was nice, to actually do something, organize it, sort of be proactive and create something, and hopefully they appreciate it. Most of them did, so it feels good to initiate it. Yeah, that's how.
Okay, awesome. What is due to the time? Because I hear a lot when I talk with people, oh, it's not the right time to start working on your social life. How did you feel before entering this program about the time? Is the time it wasn't right or whatever? Did you have these doubts yourself?
I suppose I had some doubts about that because I know it was quite a busy semester towards the end of my degree. Yeah, I mean, I think there is never that magical time in your life when you just have, with whatever restrictions as well people have to live through. You could say it's not the perfect time, but I think there's never going to be that perfect time. And I mean, for me, it was almost better because, well, I mean, luckily being in Sweden, whatever, you do have more freedom. You can host things and without breaking any rules. In terms of the time, like, you really just got to find out how much do you want this. Like, unless you're, not going to be in the country or something, or completely traveling, maybe that's a bad time. But elsewhere, if you're living in the same place and you want to meet more people, yeah, I would say this program, because the program's so flexible. You don't need to have everything set up. You can tailor it to, as you said, to any specific situation you're in. Every client is different. So yeah, I would say really just go for it if you want to actually have the results. If you want to get there, just do this program. I mean, yeah, unless you really some strange situation where it's really bad for you. So yeah, there's never going to be a perfect time.
Okay. I really appreciate the feedback. So yeah, what I hear you saying that the time will never be perfect. At the end of the day, when you go for your goals and just work on things, then you will be ready, and not a moment before, right?
Yeah. The best time was probably like, a year ago or 2 years that you didn't do the program. Yeah. And yeah, you don't, and if you do miss out and you choose to wait, I mean, you can also have regrets. You don't know how many situations which you could have done something you're going to regret because you don't know what the future's going to hold and think with meeting people, so it can change very quickly. So yeah, and I just would say basically go for it.
Yeah, I totally agree with the missing out part. When you look back, then you will never know how many opportunities you missed out on and which opportunities. So at the end of the day, you need to start at some point, otherwise you will just get the same results and you will keep missing out on things.
Yeah, exactly. And I think missing out is much worse than doing things and failing. Yeah, what do people say as well?
Yeah, it is. How would you say if people watching this video and feel it's very difficult to take that first step and step out of their comfort zone and start working on their social life? What do you have one tip?
I would say, yeah, because I was also a little bit unsure, having never done a sort of program like this before. Mainly I've just used info products. But I'd say just look at, all sort of people, successful people use mentoring, and they always get help. They don't do it by themselves. I mean, I think at least 99%. So you just got to look at what they say about how helpful it is to have guidance in your life. And yeah, I would say just don't be too stubborn about you think you know everything in these situations. Just try it. I would say also just if you just want to do sort of a 3-month thing, you're not sure, just go for it because you'll see the results. I was also, as I say, unsure about what exactly, but a lot of it's up to you as well. But if you want the guidance and the structure to be able to achieve these goals, and then once you have the goals, you can keep going, and it's such a rewarding process. So I'd say just try and put the doubt aside, believe what people say about it and how helpful mentoring can be.
Okay. Thanks very much for this interview. I really appreciate it. And now, the next step for you, because we keep working together, then the next step for you will be build a bigger reputation about being that social guy who create events. I know the semester is about to be finished, right? And then we start when the new semester is opening up in September, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome, and new stuff to come, and keep the ball rolling and getting even to the next level.
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Perfect. Keep crushing it, and I'm looking forward to keep working on your goals after the summer break.
Yeah, likewise.
All right, so if you feel inspired by these results, that you want to have the same results, you want to be able to host your own events that people show up to, they will create a social circle of people connecting with people on social media, so you can invite them for cool things, cool parties, cool events, just like my client Andrew here did it. Then you can book a free consultation call with me in 3 simple steps. Step number 1 is you click the link in the description, that will bring you to a page. Step number 2 is you watch the free training video. And step number 3 is you click the application form and book a free consultation call. All my clients started with the free consultation call, and that's where we found a strategy for their situation, how they were able to build the lifestyle and the social life they want. If you want these results as well, and you want to change these things and work on these things so you'll see better results and meet people you can share your life with, then book the free consultation call today. Because chances are high, if you watch this video until the end, then there's a part of you that wish something was different. And if that is the case, book the free consultation call today and maybe talk very soon, and see you in the next video.